know what? I don't think did I put that in there? All right. Front Stoop, what's poppin'? It's your boy Sim. I'm here with T Crow. I'm here with Savvy. Now we're gonna talk about Onyx, one of those legendary old school groups that I didn't even know was still making music, man, for real. They dropping a new album called Onyx for Life. But before we get to that, if you're on YouTube right now, please follow me on twitch.tv/The Front Stoop or facebook.com/The Front Stoop, so you can catch the show live. All right, because YouTube has me on lockdown for a little while, and I won't be able to stream on YouTube, so you can catch the show live, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's get to this, man. Onyx, man. Onyx. You remember Slam? Da, 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 da. Let the boys be boys. He's dropping a new album, and on the real, I didn't even know that Onyx was still making music, Tony. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't heard anything.
I didn't either, man.
Anything from Onyx at all. And now we hear that they're dropping something new. Again, it's called Onyx for Life. You know, you can see, the album cover. I mean, it's basic Onyx stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's basic Onyx stuff.
The last time I heard Onyx was, I think it was Fred Rostar. He had a feature on Cozy Tapes by ASAP Mob Volume 1. Cozy Tapes Volume 1. Very good album. You know what I'm saying? Slept on album. You know what I mean? But it's cool. It's cool that they're still doing music. I thought it was just like acting and TV stuff, these days for them.
Right. That's what I thought. Right. But when I go back, their first album, what was the first album? Back the Fuck Up. Right? Yes, that was the first joint way back in 1993. Right? Back in 1993, something like that. And, then after that, I think it was All We Got Is Us or something like that. Shut Them Down.
Yep.
And after that, I really didn't pay attention to him too much after that. You know what I'm saying?
There was one more after that I liked, the fourth one. Pull up. Let me pull it up. What we got is Back the Fuck Up Part 2. Nah, it was one. I can't find it. You got the discography?
I'm looking at. I mean, there was a Back the Fuck Up Part 2. Right. I don't have they had. I mean, they got a lot of joints, and I just never paid attention to them like that. You know what I'm saying? I just never paid attention to them like that. Let me see. We got Back the Fuck Up. We got All We Got Is Us. Shut Them Down. And then you got Back the Fuck Up 2. Trigonometry. Then it looks like maybe there was a break. Then they had Wake the Fuck Up. Shotguns in Hell. Black Rock.
That's the one.
What? Shotguns in Hell?
Black Rock, I remember.
Oh, Black Rock.
No,
That was,
Wake the Fuck Up, I remember, and Black Rock, I remember.
they
But anything
had
else, I really don't.
yeah, they had Against All Authorities, and their latest album in 2020, just in 2020, is was called Lost Treasure. Had no clue. I haven't heard anything from it. I'm definitely gonna go check the joint out. Right, but they got some features on there. Bobby Brown is on the album. Dragon is on the album. This is Lost Treasures we're talking about. Mad Lion is on the album. Lazy Bone. They got a joint called I Can't Breathe. It's Sticky Fingers, Samuel Jackson, KRS-One, Mad Lion, Talib Kweli, Brother J.
I don't know too much about that Mad Lion. Like, you feel me?
I mean,
So
I
they
have to do my due stuff.
they from South Side, Jamaica, Queens. 93 they came out, like Sim said. They had you got Sticky Fingers, you got Fredro Starr, and then it was Big DS who left the group after the first album. They had whatever issue they had subsequently. He passed away. But second, third album on, they replaced him with a guy named
Sonny.
Sneezy.
Sonny. I think it was
Sleaze.
Sonny Caesar or something. Sonny Caesar or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's changed his name a few times throughout the time, but great group, man. I mean, great history, I should say. You know what I mean? These guys came out and had a cult following.
A cult following for real. I mean, like they ushered in like I don't know if it was rock and roll hip hop, but this mosh pit type of hip hop where like if you listen to them in the club or whatever, everybody start jumping up and banging against each other and all of this, slam. I mean, that like that's what they were. That's what they were. And for me, like I never dug deep into Onyx. But like I remember the first time I seen Fredra Starr on Moesha or something, I was like, "Oh snap, this is a dude from Onyx." You know what I'm saying? And then you start seeing Sticky Fingers in movies, whatever. And it was like, "Yo, that's dope." You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was just where they went. I didn't realize they was making music or anything. Big shout out to him for that.
The last time I remember seeing Sticky Fingers appear in something, it was either a TV show or it was in the video game Def Jam Fight for New York, because that was one of my favorite games of all time. And in that storyline, he's a character, and man, oh man, he's a real troublesome guy in that game. I'll say that much.
Well, growing up, they definitely had a reputation, and the music seemed very believable, and I'm sure they got by off of a lot of their content when they had issues early on,
right?
And the funny thing, Sim, I think that Moesha role kind of affected him negatively.
I think so.
You know what I mean? And once people seen that, they wanted to test him.
Right. They was like, "Oh man, this nigga soft, yo. Like, why is he doing Moesha?" You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it was like, because it surprised me. I was like, "Yo, why? That's weird." You know what I mean? At the time, obviously, when you're younger, you don't realize like these dudes have a career. They're musicians, they're artists, and they're trying to do whatever. You don't really think about it like that when you're younger, because, like you said, you look at it like, "Yo, this shit is real life." You know what I mean?
And I think, just on a side note, I think Pac kind of paved the way for this. You know what I mean? you seen Pac in his roles and made it okay to say, hey, I'm making such and such. Remember what Jim Brown said?
Right,
That's all I'm
right.
gonna say. But
Yeah.
remember what Jim Brown said?
Right.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
making this, and this, and it's the same type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then you just, before we even got on here, you put me on something I never even realized. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that they kind of, before even How to Rob, you know, they was messing with 50, man. And I never even realized it. Never even paid attention to it. You know, in the song React. I guess because at the time I just didn't really know. I didn't know who he was. You know, talk about 50, you know what I'm saying?
It was cool to see that. I didn't know that either. You know what I mean? So it was dope seeing 50 and hearing 50 like sound that way. I didn't think there was any more music out there that I hadn't heard at least once of his. You know, I was a new verse to me.
I know the connection was Southside, Jamaica, Queens,
Right.
and I believe also Jam Master Jay, rest in peace, had something to do with connecting them. I would have to do research. I'm not sure if Onyx was under the imprint, but
it would be no surprise if Jam Master Jay was the reason, because 50 Cent was definitely like a disciple of his.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So this new
yeah,
album,
man,
this new album that's coming out, it's Onyx for Life. It includes collaborations with Capadonna, Planet Asia, Mad Lion. It's coming out April 9th. You know, and I'm interested to see what it is. I got a little clip of their new single. The new single is called Coming Outside. Right. And the video was released yesterday, so you can go check that out on YouTube. You know, I'll put the link in the description. You can also check it out. It should be coming across your screen right now if you're on YouTube. This is Onyx Coming Outside. Just a short clip. All right. Can't play it long, or Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, they're all gonna take us down, but check it out.
We got you surrounded, got your whole set under siege. Try to get flyer planes, get brought down. This is war game, my whole are fought down. Abort mission, all my niggas fought prison. Even Lil Wayne came through New York court system.
Yeah, Onyx. I mean, listen, that's the classic Onyx sound, no doubt about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just your classic Onyx sound. I don't know. I guess we see what it sounds like when the album comes out.
Even Lil Wayne came through New York law systems.
Yeah.
And let me ask you a question. On a quick side note, do you think Lil Wayne likes New York rappers aside from Joel Santana?
I think he's fine with the rappers. I don't think he likes New York.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
he likes
true.
New York strict gun laws.
Right.
You know what I mean? For
That's
somebody
true.
who's probably used to being able to generate. I mean, granted, his most recent most recent case wasn't in New York, but I'm sure he's used to being able to carry or have it within reach, and you
Be
can't
under less scrutiny than.
Yeah, you can't do that here. And yeah.
Look, the only
they're
thing
not gonna
that
let it slide either.
The only thing that Lil Wayne likes about New York now is Trump Towers, because Trump pardoned him. You know what I'm saying? That's the only one to do with New York right now. Nah, he's never been a fan of New York, I guess.
I remember the.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, just quick. Like the song Guru dropped. Well, I mean, it was Gangstar. It was DJ Preem that dropped it. You know what I'm saying? Primo dropped it. It has the song Bad Name on there. Go check that song out. You know, it's interesting. Interesting tie-in there. You know, with Lil Wayne and the whole, history of hip hop and the alignment of New York and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
No doubt.
You know, back to Onyx. One of the things we were talking about before. Well, not even Onyx. We were talking about 50, right? We were talking about how, you know, like
Yeah.
I don't even know. I guess because I wasn't paying attention. But Tony, you were saying something about 1998 should have been a year, like, you know, if 50 would have dropped like in 98, like a year for mad artists that drop. You know what I'm saying?
That was the year. Nostalgia was one of my favorite years of hip hop. The class of '98. Noriega, Nature, Big Pun, Cannabis. Like Sim was telling me, the Fugees it wasn't their first album, but it was the one that popped, that put Lauryn Hill on the map.
Yeah, because the Fugees were what's crazy, the Fugees were like Onyx, right? Before they became the Fugees that we all know, they rap like Onyx, like kind of like Onyx. They actually had bald heads, I think.
On that first album,
I think they actually had bald heads.
No way. What?
Yeah, seriously.
All three of them?
Yeah, blunted on reality.
Blunted on reality, right?
Okay, so actually they came out. So let me see, their albums. You have
there was something before Blunted on reality, though, wasn't there?
There was something before Blunted on reality. I don't know.
I could have sworn.
I don't know.
Huh.
Let me see. The Fugees. I'm look up the discography. You had Blunted on reality. No, then you had the Score. That's it. So it was Blunted on. So actually, the Score came out in '96. And then you had Blunted on reality is when they were, you know, they kind of rapped a little bit like they were like a conscious version of Onyx. You know what I'm saying? They had bald heads and everything. It was well, I don't want to say it was weird at the time, but now when I look back at it and you hear the Fugees that you heard and you're like, yo, they were like rapping like, you know, they had the nappy heads joint. And you know, it was a little bit weird. I guess they was trying to find I guess they was trying to find their sound, you know what I'm saying? But you know, that's, you know, like that's the kind of influence that people had. Everybody was walking around with bald heads back then. You know what I'm saying? Young kids, like everybody, you know, parents like, you want to cut your hair off? Like, yo, this is, you know what I'm saying? That's the way it was, but
and a lot of people was scared as well. A lot of people were scared. That's all I'm gonna say. It was Attack of the Bald Heads.
Right.
It's one of their songs.
Attack of the Bald Heads.
Way.
You know what I'm saying? So, well, actually, you know what? Maybe they didn't. Maybe the Fugees just had low hair. I'm looking at it now. Maybe their hair was just low. It wasn't bald. I swear to God, I thought I saw something with them with bald heads. Where Pras had a bald head. I swear I thought I saw something, but maybe I was wrong.
I think both Lauren and Pras had bald heads like later on.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm looking at it now.
After Fugees.
Now, I'm looking at the Nappy Heads video right now. I can't show the video, of course, but Pras had braids and had a bald head. You know, so it was crazy. But when you're looking at him I'm looking at him in the video, and all of their movements and everything is just like Onyx. The way that they're like moving their hands, doing everything is just like Onyx. Who else was like Onyx? There was some little kids that was like Onyx too. It's a group of little kids. God, I can't think of their name.
Yeah. They was from Jersey, I think.
Damn,
I think they was with Tretch.
I think there was with Tretch. I think there was with Tretch. I can't think of their name, but their whole little kid persona was like Onyx. You know what I'm saying? That was the influence that they had. Onyx had a big cultural influence for about a good 2 to 3 years, probably back then. You know, a huge influence on the game.
And like you said, Sim, it wasn't just us. You know, he had the little white boys going crazy. And I'm sure it was probably like that in the frats. You know what I mean? They was probably going crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Right, because of the way that they like their persona, like the whole mosh pit thing was like white boyish kinda. You know what I'm saying? You know, no diss and nothing like that, but like that was like the culture of it, and they kind of brought that to hip hop a little bit. But white dudes was like, yo, I want to do it too. You know what I'm saying? And they felt that kind of energy from the music. You know, so like they were like they definitely had a cultural influence that is probably not talked about a lot because they didn't stand the test of the time as far as being popular. You know, like we said, we didn't even know that they were still dropping music. You know,
yeah,
but
I remember I saw Fredro Starr in that show. I think it was the night of. I think he played the prisoner or something. There was this one HBO show.
That was a great show. You seen that, Sim?
What was that?
The night of.
The night of.
I think I did
on HBO.
I don't remember. If I didn't see it, I saw the advertisement for it. But I think I saw it. I'm not sure.
Michael K. Williams is also in that show, and it's good. But Fredro Starr, like I said, aside from the Cozy tapes, we were talking earlier about some of the stories that would come out about them, and like, you know, like one of them actually involves, you know, Kodak, you know, of Florida down here, you know, and that one was kind of a funny story just because you, as an actor, sometimes you carry props.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I'm not gonna expound upon it much further than that. Just the way things played out, it was a funny story. I don't know if it was true, entirely told true or not, just because it seemed like, you know, like when you imagine it, it's like that's kind of too funny for what the situation was. But Sticky Fingers and the other guy, I mean, RIP to the other guy, I didn't know too much about aside from just the media that I had seen recently up until then. So I had no clue about how big their impact was until like just tonight, like seeing the influence that they had on the Fugees and them early on. But how would you compare them to like other artists of that groups of that same time? Because 93, what Mobb Deep dropped in what, 92, 93?
Nah, Mobb Deep dropped in 96.
Yeah.
Yeah, they dropped after Nas.
96.
Yeah, they dropped after Nas.
And
like 94.
Juvenile Hell might have been like 95. So, and that was the album that really didn't pop. You know what I mean? Like, it had Shook Ones on it, but you know what I mean?
It dropped after Nas.
Mm-hmm.
After Illmatic? Really?
Well, yeah, they dropped. Yeah, they dropped after. They dropped.
I had my timeline all the way messed up.
Well,
maybe
Juvenile Hell.
Was
Yeah, Juvenile
Nas.
Hell might have been before Nas. Yeah.
Okay, right.
But Juvenile Hell was before Nas. Yeah.
Good album.
Shout
out to
I mean, here's the thing about hip hop back then, and this actually one of the main things I miss more than anything else is to become a successful artist, successful group. You had to be original. You had to sound like nobody else. So it's hard to make a comparison to like who would I compare it to back then? Because back then everybody was creating their own lane and their own course. And you know, you didn't want to come out and sound like somebody. You didn't want to come out and have people say, "Oh, yo, you sound like whoever." You know what I mean? Because it wasn't a compliment back then. It was a, you know what I mean? It was an insult.
Right.
A prime example is, and Nas even referenced it in the record of but Russell Simmons didn't want to sign him to Def Jam. He said he sound like, I want to say, Cool G Rap.
Sound like G Rap, right?
So you know what I mean? Like it's just that was the time back then. You can't sound like somebody else. You got to be original. Everything got to be original. And now I think that's we're so far removed from it, and it's like whatever the wave is, everybody got to jump on the wave until the next wave, and then it's like, oh, all right, let's do that one. And that's one thing I miss
That's
about
so true.
my hip hop.
That's so true right now. I mean, it seems like at least, you know, in the few years past, you know, the ease of just uploading music has brought out a lot more of the, you know, oddball rappers, you know, for better or worse. But then certain niches get revived, like gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? Is back with like a vengeance, which, you know, I'm happy about. You know, that was always one of my favorite lanes of rap. You know, I liked all the different lanes of rap. Like speaking of groups that came out in the same time frame, Souls of Mischief, right? 93 till Infinity, right?
This is how we chill from 93 to.
You know what I'm saying? Like ill stuff. I didn't even know that they were West Coast until I was like a full grown adult.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Onyx compared to other groups back then, I mean, I think they kind of fall in that category of Souls of Mischief, right? Who had you know, that impact, but didn't. They had that, you know, that impact at the time, but they didn't stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they as a group they didn't, but they went out and they did different things. You know, had different careers. You know, because I mean, when you look back then, you know, you talk about the groups from then, 92, 93, that stood the test of time. Of course, Mobb Deep did. Wu-Tang. Tribe Called Quest came out were even earlier than that, but they're not of the same ilk. Tribe Called Quest. I'm just talking about groups.
MOP.
Well, would you say that Mobb Deep has stood the test of time better than Souls of Mischief?
I would,
yeah.
Because I remember. Well, I mean, what's your perspective on standing the test of time? If the music is still good, or if they continue
to make music,
like
that's what I'm. Well, okay.
Because because Havoc is still alive. Prodigy we lost just like 2-3 years ago. No, actually, it's been longer than that.
Yes.
You know, R.I.P. man. That one hurt for real. He died like right after Fife. No,
was it after
I think
Fife?
that was right before. Like,
well, they was around. I don't remember who that was, but they was around the same time. Yeah, they were close.
And that was like 2 just punches in the gut for me back then. And but Havoc is still active producing. He was on Conway's album, right? Did well on Conway's album. I actually really like how they flipped that song. I don't remember. Was it called Juvenile Hell on From King to a God? but there was a song that was a callback to a Mobb Deep song, very heavily. Havoc was on it. I think he produced it.
He did the hook too, right?
I think so, right?
Leave you sick.
Yeah,
That's the.
But Souls of Mischief, you throw on some of their music, and the whole room still kind of like that wave of energy. Just
Oh, are you saying playing the old music, or
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
Because
was
of
kind
course,
of talking
like,
about.
you know.
Okay, so I get it. And maybe standing the test of time was the wrong verbiage. I was kind of talking about making music, but when you look at it, I guess I just didn't pay attention as much to Souls of Mischief as I did with Mobb Deep. I think they both their last releases were in 2014. So
hey, Savvy, just to touch on what you said about, reviving things and music coming back. It's now that you heard some older Onyx and some of the new Onyx, you can see the influence on Tekashi, yes?
Absolutely, yeah.
not that I like to talk about this guy, but
in a big way, and it is much more Onyx influence than DMX people thought was the larger influence, but it's definitely coincidental in a big way,
yeah,
as well.
yeah. I mean, Mobb Deep. Onyx's style is still, it's still you still hear it throughout. I mean, they clearly had an impact on X. You know what I'm saying? Right? Just the energy and the style that they had, clearly had an impact on X. So, they definitely had a cultural impact. You know what I mean?
And now that I get the time frame, I definitely see it because I remember the first time I heard EPMD, and I was like, oh, okay, like this is where a lot of some of these flows come from. You feel me? And it was also like hearing Slick Rick, having been such a fan of like other artists like Snoop and others, like being like, oh wow, there's really like a family tree very much in effect in the genre that just the more little bits of information that you get, the more beautiful the whole equation becomes in this hip hop thing. I'm so grateful for this genre. It's crazy. Like just learning about 50 Cent and his appearance on React, all decked in the hockey gear,
Yo, like hockey gear was.
I'm about to go back on a tear.
Yo, hockey jerseys was hot in the 90s, man. That shit was hitting in the 90s,
I remember
though.
seeing them a lot.
And they, Onyx
movies,
actually
rocking them
brought that to us for real. Kinda. You know what I'm saying? Like they I mean, I people was rocking it before Onyx, but they kind of popularized it a little bit. They kind of popularized it a little bit. I can't think of that group, those young kids, because I could remember back then, like, yo, these little kids think they Onyx. They all had bald heads.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it in a second.
I can't figure out who they are, man.
Two things, real quick. One, I think we should do a segment, right, where something like rap class or hip hop school or something, where we could just talk about some old hip hop things that took place and the stories behind it. Like what just came to my mind a few minutes ago when you said EPMD was first. My question was, do you think EPMD is do you like EPMD, Eric, more than Solo Eric or Def Squad Eric, and then the whole Def Squad and Flip. Who was it? What was PMD's crew's name? When they split him and then
what was his name?
Because you had Def Squad.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I forgot the name of his group.
Eric Sermon, Redman, Keith Murray.
Right, that was Def Squad.
Oh man, I had it too. So I was just holding it this whole time. Not Flip Squad, but that's Flip Mode is Buster. Oh man.
I don't remember, but I mean they didn't become like Def Squad and them.
Yeah, but I'm saying just the history of the.
But it's just the history of the groups.
And then you form two groups.
That's
and
a wild story.
Battle.
Yeah, that's
that's what I'm saying. We do our little history. We do our little research, and then come on and give a little history lesson.
Like that's a wild story all by itself. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing with EPMD, it's a wild story. You got to go see it. It's crazy. I was like, damn, yo, I thought there was boys back when I was young listening, like, because I was a huge EPMD fan. You know what I'm saying? I love everything that they did.
Oh, you know what?
I think
I saw of the story on the Beef DVD. Don't they touch on that story on the Beef DVD?
I don't know, but I could probably go. I don't know, but all three of them joints right now.
Yeah, Eric Sermon was on with Fat Joe a couple months ago, and he was talking just touched into it a little bit. But the whole thing is crazy wild. You got to go check out the whole story. We should do a little documentary joint on it, and break it down because the whole thing is crazy, man.
And then,
when I was watching, I was like, yo, I can't believe this.
And then Savvy could give us some lessons on some of these youngins, because I know we don't know as much about these young guys as Savvy does.
For real.
And then real quick, I just wanted to touch up on that class of '98. So I'm going through some of these albums. I mentioned the Big Pun, Capital Punishment.
Didn't Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous come out in '98?
I'm not sure, but DMX is Dark Callous Hot debut. So this is class of '98 here. We have who else we got here? I believe Noriega solo album was '98.
Man,
The Locks.
CNN was dope.
The Locks came out in '98, right? Money, Power, Respect. That came out in '98.
Yep.
That's dope.
Let me see who else debuted in '98. That was like debuted, not new. What about AZ?
Nah, that was his second. But RZA as Bobby Digital.
Oh, yeah, the Bobby Digital joint.
Devin the Dude.
Devin the Dude.
Devin the Dude was '98.
Devin the Dude.
Cannabis.
I like Devin the Dude.
Cannabis. Then DMX came back and dropped another album in the same year. Same calendar year. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, did you the story about X dropping 2 albums in 1 year? Did you see the documentary, the Rough Riders documentary, and why he dropped 2 albums in 1 year?
No, but I'm pretty sure it was money reasons, right?
Yeah. Def Jam was they was having problems with money, and they seen the way that X went, know, how he exploded. They was like, yo, we need X to drop another album.
He saved them, basically.
You know what I'm saying? He saved them, and they gave him $1 million to do another album. They dropped another album, and went whatever platinum or however many times platinum.
Yep.
$1 million in '98.
Yeah,
What you think
you know what I'm
that's worth
saying?
now?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Capadonna debuted.
I honestly, I don't know if $1 million is worth more now or then. You know what I mean? Because like,
You feel me?
$1 million might not go as as far as people think nowadays.
Exactly. I feel like back then it was worth more. So I wonder what it would translate into.
Yeah, I guess so. What it would translate into today.
You feel me? Even though it's on, well, actually, no, at least 20, that's like 23 years ago.
Yeah, a
Now,
long time
20,
ago. And of course,
21, 21, and
X is you know what I mean?
wow,
About to
I'm getting old.
drop a new album too. We talked about that last time. X about to drop a new album too. I don't know when. He's gonna have Pop Smoke on the album. Couple other people on the album. That should be dope. That should be dope.
Bro,
I'm gonna be looking forward to
today-
that, man. I'm gonna be looking forward to that because I'm a huge DMX fan, and I want him to come back with dope music. Though I don't want it to be whack. It's got to be dope. Got to come back with dope music.
I want him to drop some fire too, and I'm glad that you mentioned Pop Smoke because today is apparently the year anniversary of his passing. Of him being taken, and
In peace.
I remember I was watching a clip of him freestyling at a radio station, and so much of his music is like very like smooth rhythmic, like smooth flows. But then the flow he started off with was like so fast and like nimble. I remember being impressed with that and just like taking a moment to just pay respects to Pop Smoke, definite superstar on the rise. And also a member of the Fat Boys passed away today, didn't he? I definitely heard that news. A member of the Fat Boys.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I think his name started with
Prince
M.
Marky D. Prince Marky D passed away today.
Prince Marky D.
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. The Prince. That was the light skinned dude.
Another.
Okay.
I think he's Puerto Rican. I think he's Puerto Rican. I think Prince Marky D is Puerto Rican. That's all I want to say. Light skinned dude. I think he's Puerto Rican.
That's another iconic group, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
have them on my list of homework to do because I definitely didn't get to do my due diligence.
Go watch.
Yeah, you need to go check out the Fat Boys, man. Like there was they were in movies too.
What was the movie called?
Disorderlies.
Disorderlies. Go check out that movie. It's comedy. Hey. They was on a Bismarcky type, but they funny.
Yeah, and they were in Crush Groove.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Crush Groove. Yeah, man, Fat Boys, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Fat Boys, man.
Definitely.
Rest in peace, man. The Prince Marky D.
Essential curriculum for sure. You know what I'm saying? Definitely gonna jump on that because I have waited too long. Hip hop souls resonating in the essence today, and far too many times in the past few months and just the past year. We were just discussing Fred the Godson, and just I hope these souls find peace and harmony with the universe.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, anyway, look, we're going to head up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, remember, check us out on twitch.tv/The Front Stoop. Check us on Facebook.com/The Front Stoop so you can catch us live. But if not, just catch us here on YouTube. Remember, subscribe to the channel. All right? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share it. And, man, it's hip-hop society and life, man. It's what it's all about. We're going to sign off here. Peace. We up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.